Joining me now to talk about it, Gregg Jarrett, Fox News legal analyst. Greg, as always, thank you. So the judge might just throw Mr. Trump in jail. Let me get this right. For gag orders that a lot of very distinguished jurists, I think including yourself, would argue are unconstitutional in the first place. What's going on here, Greg?
Well, at first I thought Judge Juan Marchand couldn't be that dumb. But judging by his recent rulings, maybe he is. This, I think, is the most egregious violation of the First Amendment I've ever seen in more than 4 decades as a lawyer. Trump is the leading candidate for president, and this trial is a major issue. He has a right to defend himself in the court of public opinion, and that includes defending himself from attacks by Alvin Bragg's star witness Michael Cohen, who is all over television shows trashing Trump. He's on social media, including TikTok, and he's condemning Trump as a criminal. He is offering commentary about the trial for profit, which means he has a motive to lie. And this judge is not allowing Trump to respond appropriately. This is a terrible violation, a prior restraint on freedom of speech, and it should have been overturned by a higher court. It's still on appeal.
Let me get this right. Michael Cohen, people say he's a serial perjurer, liar, but other people, Alvin Bragg type people, Letitia James, the state attorney general, who suffers from the worst Trump derangement syndrome ever seen. They're all allowed to attack Mr. Trump. But Mr. Trump is not allowed to attack back or fight back or even, heaven forbid, to straighten out the record, to clarify the record. I do not see how this is possible, and I don't see how this is going to not help Mr. Trump insofar as his reelection. He is, after all, running for reelection and running rather well at that.
Well, that's why his numbers are going up. I think in part, Americans see the unfairness of all of this. Politically driven prosecutions to take him off the campaign trail and to interfere in the upcoming election. It is also selective prosecution. What I worry about is a judge like Juan Marchand. He is allowing all kinds of prejudicial evidence that has no probative value being introduced into the case. He is not telling these jurors that, oh, by the way, non-disclosure agreements are legal. Paying somebody for their silence is legal. Suppressing stories is legal. It's as if this judge has taken off his black robe and he's moved over to the prosecution table and he's trying to help Alvin Bragg engineer a wrongful conviction.
One other one, which has kind of been overshadowed by what the judge said today about possibly pushing Mr. Trump into jail. But over the weekend, another important story, prosecutors admit key evidence in the documents case, the South Florida documents case, that those documents have been tampered with, Gregg Jarrett. What do you know about that? Can you tell us? Altered or manipulated? Apparently, special counsel Jack Smith and his team have acknowledged as such, but they say it doesn't matter. Does it matter? Did they manipulate? Did they tamper?
Oh, it absolutely matters. Oh, yeah, they did. Prosecutors have a duty to preserve evidence, Larry, exactly as it's seized. Jack Smith, special counsel, admits now in court documents altering, manipulating evidence against Trump. The digital scan of documents doesn't match the physical order in the boxes that were seized. And Smith got caught. His excuse is, oh, well, Your Honor, it's a complicated case. Lots of documents. That is not an excuse. This is evidence tampering. It's destroying exculpatory evidence. And even worse, Smith lied to the court, and he was forced to admit it, although he did so in a footnote. Gee, I misled the judge. This is no small matter, Larry. The chronology of documents is vital to Trump's defense, that his staff simply boxed up exactly what they received from the GSA that was sent to Mar-a-Lago. And we also know the National Archives coordinated with Joe Biden's White House and the Biden DOJ on how to bring criminal charges against Donald Trump. So one can argue that Trump is the victim of a setup.
Well, there you have it. Gregg Jarrett, Fox News legal analyst. Terrific stuff. Thank you for the commentary, as always.